In this video, we'll be taking a look at 5 MLB games happening on July 25th, 2025, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 10 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 5 MLB games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Atlanta Braves versus Texas Rangers. On Saturday, the Atlanta Braves are heading to Globe Life Field to take on the Texas Rangers. The Braves just can't seem to shake off their losing streak, dropping 4 out of the last 5 games where Holmes was on the mound, mostly because their bats haven't been providing enough support. They've been falling short of expectations all season long, and right now, they're in a tough spot that makes them tough to back with any confidence. Meanwhile, the Rangers have really heated up after the All-Star break, and even though Rockers had an up-and-down year overall, he's been solid lately, giving up 2 runs or fewer in 5 of his past 6 outings. When he's pitching at home, he's thrown 29.1 innings with a sharp 1.84 earned run average and holding hitters to just a .187 average. It really comes down to the Rangers having a solid advantage with their starter on the hill. I'm not sure they'll light up the scoreboard against a lefty like Joey Wentz, but even a little bit of offense might be all they need to get the job done. Plus, you've got to factor in how strong Eovaldi has looked in many of his starts since he got back into the rotation not too long ago. As our first pick for this matchup, the Texas Rangers money line is our full game side pick. The under has been hitting strong at 22-10 in games where the Rangers are favored at home, and it's 17-10 when they faced National League teams this year. Even with the home team looking good on the mound, I doubt they'll rack up a bunch of runs to blow this open. Texas is only putting up about 3.7 runs per game when playing at Globe Life Field, which is definitely more of a haven for pitchers. They don't have much history facing Holmes, with just 1 combined plate appearance against him, and that inexperience could hold them back. Throw in Rockers' impressive numbers at home and a bullpen for Texas that's been pretty dependable, and it all points to a game that stays low on the scoreboard in this matchup between leagues. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Athletics versus Houston Astros. On Saturday night, the Oakland Athletics are set to clash with the Houston Astros in the 3rd game of their 4-game series over at Minute Maid Park. Look, the Athletics have come out strong and roughed up Houston in the first 2 games of this series, no denying that, but let's keep in mind that Houston has always handled left-handed pitchers pretty well over time. Hunter Brown has what it takes to step in and stop the bleeding for the Astros, especially after those tough losses that kicked off the series and left everyone frustrated. This feels like the right spot for Houston to finally turn things around and put one in the win column. As our first pick for this matchup, the Houston Astros money line is our full game side pick. Hunter Brown turned in a shaky outing last week when he faced the Mariners, no question about it. The 26-year-old righty wasn't at his sharpest, chewing through a whopping 89 pitches just to notch 12 outs, which meant he couldn't hang in there beyond the 4th inning and blew any real chance at picking up the win. That said, I'm counting on him to shake off that rough patch and come back firing on all cylinders in this matchup against the Athletics. He delivered a strong performance back on May 27th, going 6 innings while allowing just 1 run and securing the victory over these same Athletics, so duplicating that kind of effort at home seems totally within reach. On top of that, the Athletics haven't been putting up big numbers, scraping together fewer than 4 runs on average across their last 10 meetings with the Astros. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Chicago Cubs versus Chicago White Sox. On Saturday night, the Chicago Cubs are set to battle the Chicago White Sox in an exciting interleague showdown at Guaranteed Rate Field. The Cubs are coming off a tough loss on Friday, but they've got a real shot to bounce back strong against a White Sox pitching staff that's had its share of struggles. With a lineup boasting serious firepower, featuring standouts like Pete Crow Armstrong, Seiya Suzuki, and Nico Hoerner, the Cubs rank among the league's elite, averaging nearly 5.89 runs per game, tops in baseball. They're up against Aaron Savali, who's had a rough 2025 season with a 2-6 record and a 4.76 earned run average over 58.2 innings, often failing to miss bats in crucial moments. On the mound for the Cubs, Cade Horton brings some momentum with a 3-3 record and a 4.04 earned run average across 62.1 innings this year, and he's facing a White Sox lineup that, despite a recent surge, remains one of the weakest in MLB, prone to slumps. If Horton can deliver a quality start and the Cubs' bats click with their usual efficiency, they're well positioned to pull away by a comfortable margin before the night is over. As our first pick for this matchup, the Chicago Cubs money line is our full game side pick. Both Savali and Horton have shown they can keep offenses in check when on their game, and that could play a big role here. The White Sox, in particular, have one of the worst offenses in the league, which should make it easier for the under to hit. Looking at the numbers, the Cubs are 22-24-2 in hitting the under on the road this season, while the White Sox sit at 53-45-5 for the under overall, showing a clear trend toward low-scoring games. With this pitching matchup, runs could be tough to come by on both sides. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Miami Marlins versus Milwaukee Brewers. Milwaukee's pushing to lock down that lead they've worked so hard for in the National League Central, kicking off a key series against Miami this Friday. The Brewers should be the clear favorites here. No surprise, since they stack up better overall and Quintana's been pitching like he's turned back the clock. That said, the Marlins are this feisty young squad that just keeps scraping out wins and building some real momentum. They're sitting only 5 games back from a wild card berth, so they've got plenty to fight for as the season winds down. Betting on the Marlins as underdogs makes sense while they're riding this wave. As our first pick for this matchup, the Miami Marlins money line is our full game side pick. Jansen Junk's been solid on the road with a 3.16 earned run average, but now he's facing a Brewers lineup that's batting .266 through July and ready to pounce. They'll really capitalize once the bullpen comes in late to close things out. Miami's bats have picked up steam lately too, hitting .263 away from home, and they're set to tee off against Jose Quintana, who's stuck with a rough 5.12 earned run average in his home starts. Look for the scoreboard to light up plenty in this one. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Washington Nationals versus Minnesota Twins. On Saturday night, the Washington Nationals and Minnesota Twins are set to face off in the continuation of their weekend interleague series at Target Field in Minnesota. The Twins have a bit of history on their side, having taken 2 out of 3 games when these teams met in Washington last season. The Nationals have had a tough go of it on the road this year, posting a 20-30 record away from home, and they rolled into this series on a 4-game losing streak on the road. Their starter, Mitchell Parker, hasn't found much success in away games either, with a 1-5 record and a 6.46 earned run average across 9 road starts this season. Meanwhile, the Twins' Joe Ryan has been a standout performer every time he takes the mound, especially at home, where he boasts a 5-2 record with a stellar 2.77 earned run average and has held opposing hitters to just a .194 batting average. The right-hander has also racked up an impressive 70 strikeouts over 55.1 innings at Target Field in 2025. Minnesota has come out on top in 3 of the last 5 matchups between these clubs, winning by an average margin of 4.3 runs per game, and they hold a solid 28-20 record at home this year. As our first pick for this matchup, the Minnesota Twins to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Looking back at last season's series, the over hit in 2 of the 3 games, with the teams combining for an average of 10 runs per contest. In the game Ryan started, the Twins dominated with a 10-0 shutout, so if the over is going to cash again, Minnesota will likely need to drive most of the scoring. While I do expect the Twins to put up some runs, I'm not banking on them hitting double digits like before. They've had games where they've struggled offensively, scoring 3 or fewer runs in 2 matchups against strong teams like the Dodgers. On the other side, Washington's offense was completely shut down as recently as Wednesday, and I don't have much confidence in them against Ryan, who's been electric all season with a 2.63 overall earned run average in 2025. The Nationals have also scored 4 runs or fewer in 4 of their first 6 games after the All-Star break. Plus, the under has landed in 5 of the last 9 head-to-head games between these two. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.